A Happy French Girl and Her Cat, 1959. Camberley Kate and her stray dogs in England. She never turned a stray dog away, taking care of more than 600 dogs in her lifetime, 1962. Same scene, same motorcycle, same woman, 72 years different. Knife thrower Seagull Arcar with his sisters Miss Rowe Aircar as part of P.T. Barnum's circus in the US, 1900. A man called the Giant from Peru is pictured next to the actor for scale, 1925. The running of the bulls in Spain, 1959. The first class lounge on a commercial airplane headed to South America, 1950. Traders carrying a lot of goods somewhere in China, 1903. Children surrounded a lion during a show at Charlie Gray's Lion Farm in LA, US, 1939. A traffic jam after the fall of the Berlin Wall, 1989. The Berlin Wall was a massive concrete barrier that served not only as a physical barrier, but an ideological barrier as well, and it became a symbol of the Cold War. Constructed by the German Democrat Republic, the wall separated West Berlin from East Berlin and Eastern Germany as a whole for almost 30 years. The 100,000-year-old iceberg that likely sunk the RMS Titanic, 1912. A deaf boy hears sound for the first time, 1974. The transistor hearing aid had been developed since the 1950s, and although it would later be replaced by the more familiar digital hearing aids, it was best commonly available technology at the time. Deaf until the point of this photo was taken, a young Harold Whittles experiences sound for the first time in his life. The Chernobyl Liquidators Gear Check, 1986. The Chernobyl disaster was a catastrophic nuclear accident that occurred on April 26, 1986, at Reactor 4 in Pripyat, Ukraine. During test preparations to address a potential hazard regarding backup power to the nuclear coolant system, the reactor's power dropped to nearly zero, leaving it in a critical state. This picture was taken in 1920 in Moscow, during the Russian-Polish War. In the picture you see the leader of the Bolsheviks, Vladimir Lenin, is addressing the soldiers of the Red Army that are about to leave for war. Who thought that the famous personality like Hitler would ever live in such a small space? Well, he lived in this small bunker before he left this. This picture of the interior of the bunker was taken in 1945. This picture was taken during the Irish Civil Wars of the 1920s. Back then, affording machine-made bread was a big deal and a symbol of your richness. Certainly not something that we'd witness today. Almost everyone eats machine-made bread. The man in this photo is Kojo Lewis, and he was the last known survivor of the Atlantic slave trade. His story is extremely depressing. He was smuggled from Togo illegally in 1959. This is a photo of the massive Guinness brewery in Dublin, Ireland, 1910. A beggar runs alongside a carriage transporting King George V and his friends. During the 1950s, the United States carried out an atomic test in the Nevada desert, just 65 miles away from Las Vegas. Here you can see that mushroom cloud forming. Before the Environmental Protection Agency was established in the 70s, pollution in New York City was at an all-time high, and that is precisely what you can see here. Lady Diana Spencer, future Princess Diana, and her pet guinea pig Peanuts. Frank Sinatra enjoying a rather nice pile of pancakes. A.A. Milne with Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. This photo was the first ever Michelin Man for Michelin Tires. Archduke Franz Ferdinand the day he died and the world changed forever, which led up to World War I. Circus showman and founder P.T. Barnum and his three dwarfs, General Tom Thumb, Lavinia Warren and Commodore Knott, in the 1800s. A man selling his new Chrysler for a fraction of its value after the stock market crash of 1929 New York. In today's dollars, he's asking for the equivalent of $1,400 for his new $22,000 car.